following is a paid political announcement.
This is Marty Dolan. I ran against Jamal Bowman and AOC because I believe New York City needs to turn away from socialism after 5 years of disastrous policies. Now I'm running for public advocate so we can get New York City back to basics and focus on the municipal excellence you deserve. Go to martydolan.org to find out how you can help. I'm Marty Dolan. I approve this message, paid for by Marty Dolan for office.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
77 WABC.
Gotta love a little Van Halen on your Friday morning. Congressman Anthony D'Esposito, he got a race coming up, I guess, in November. I don't know how close that race is going to be, but you guys know how close I am with Anthony. In fact, George Santos sent me a text and said, hey, you got all over me, even you're not getting on Anthony. I go, George, you broke the law. Stop it. Anthony, welcome back to the program, buddy. How are you?
Shana Tova, Sydney. How are you?
Thank you very much for saying that. And when you say that, you're sincere, because I can also say this about you. There is nobody I know, not Jewish, that is more pro-Israel and loves the Jewish people more than you. And I know your constituents and the voters in Nassau County know that about you. That may be part of the reason why both you and Trump in a mostly blue area are kicking ass. Isn't that the case?
Without a doubt, I think that's definitely part of the path to victory. On Sunday, we're doing a big remembrance of October 7th in Cedarhurst. We're expecting between 6,000 and 7,000 people. Myself and County Executive Blakeman will be speaking. But, yeah, listen, the numbers on Long Island look fantastic. I mean, obviously, me and you sat next to each other, front row for Trump a couple of weeks ago. You felt the energy in that Coliseum. And the energy outside, and I feel it on the street. You know, I go to places and people come up and say, unsolicited, thank you. We can't wait to vote for you and President Trump. Or, you know, the amount of people that are calling or stopping into our headquarters requesting lawn signs that were never political before, but want to be involved, and they want to show their neighbors that they're supporting the Republicans in 2024, I think is super important. And Trump, in my district, I mean, he lost the 4th Congressional District in 2020 by 16.5 points. And every poll that we've done thus far, whether it was against Biden or against Harris, President Trump is up in this district.
That's fantastic. You know, I'll tell you, the Jewish press wrote a nice story a couple days ago that the aforementioned President Trump is going to call into my show. I'll be live in Israel on the 7th. I love what you guys are doing in the 5 towns on Sunday. Thank you for that. I know Larry loves it at the 5 towns paper. But I'll be in Israel, and Trump is going to call in. So talking about Bruce Blakeman, you and him are going to speak on Sunday. I send the article to Bruce, and he goes, listen, I'm sure you're packed that day, but is there any chance? I'd be honored to come on right before Trump. I did have a guest there. I moved the guest for Bruce. So now your Nassau County Executive, Bruce Blakeman.
It wasn't Peter King that you moved.
No, it wasn't Peter King. No. He's on Wednesdays. But now Bruce will be on leading into Trump on Monday morning. And I know what that day means to him, too. So there you go, Bruce Blakeman.
Listen, and I think Trump has done a really good job of letting people know how important New York is. And even our colleagues from across the country that I speak to daily say, you know, we always have looked at New York as this blue state, but we do realize that Long Island is critically important. It's the key to the majority, and we see how important it is to President Trump. I mean, the fact that he was here at Nassau Coliseum, he talked about issues that mattered most to New Yorkers. He talked about things like the border. He talked about crime. He supports law and order. And he even mentioned SALT, and that's a policy that, yes, President Trump put in place in his tax policies, but it's, that's the sign of a true good government representative, somebody who sees perhaps something that they put into place and then realize, you know what, I've heard from a lot of people, and I think that we should change course on this. I mean, that tells you that he actually cares about the American people and how much he cares about Long Island. And, us in the House, me and especially those from from Long Island, Garbarino, and Lolota, I mean, we've been pushing this SALT issue with leadership, with the Ways and Means Committee, and the fact that President Trump realizes that and is now telling the American people that that's something that's going to be one of his priorities when he wins on election night. I think that tells you how important Long Island is. He
actually called your name out at the Coliseum and said, D'Esposito, salt baby. So he knows that issue goes directly to you. It's interesting, Anthony, as now literally a month away. Tomorrow is 1 month to the election. This is it, man. We are in the backstretch. It's here. And the amount of Democrats that are still pandering, the amount of Democrats that are running on the issues that have effed up this country. You see Kamala, for example, from one day to the next, you don't know what she's running on because she's come to the realization that her and Biden screwed up so badly, and Bruce Springsteen's endorsement ain't going to save it. She screwed up so badly that she's gone back and forth on almost all of her policies. I have no idea what she wants, what she believes, what she doesn't believe, and all of your opponents on the left are running on those policies that help destroy the city, the state, and the country.
You're 100% right, and I think I said this to you a couple weeks ago. When you and I stood at the Republican National Convention, we heard people talk about the fact that they were going to fix the economy, they're going to fix the border, they're going to fix this, they're going to fix that. And then just 2 weeks prior, when Biden was still on the ticket, they were telling us how great the border was, how great the economy was. So there was nothing to fix. And as soon as the top of the ticket, as soon as he was halted out by Obama and the rest of them, all of a sudden the tune changed. And we see it from our opponents, too. They have zero relationships to the communities that they're trying to represent. They keep talking about this bogus bipartisan border bill that is not a solution to any of the problems. It was a total surrender, allowing an additional 5,000 illegal migrants into this country.
No, the real border bill was the one you guys drew up, the H.R. 2 bill, which for 2 years has been sitting on that asshole Chuck Schumer's desk.
100%. And that is the story that we need to tell the people here in New York who in New York City, we're dealing with this migrant crisis every day, costing us billions and billions of dollars. And on Long Island, we're seeing the effects of it, too. Luckily, in Nassau and Suffolk, we have real prosecutors and we have county executives like Ed Romaine and Bruce Blakeman who are standing the line and saying these are not sanctuary counties. We have great leaders in the police department like Patty Ryder who's making sure that we protect our border from the city and Nassau County. But the threat is real, and the facts are that Biden and Harris and the Democrats have allowed millions of people into this country, and many of them want to cause harm to the United States of America. And the fact that we have Democrats like my opponent who are now trying to say, well, I want to be tough on the border, I want to be tough on crime. This is the same woman, Laura Gillen, who ran for supervisor of the town of Hempstead and took the Working Families Party's endorsement. This is a party who has flat out called for the defunding of police and to give criminals more rights than law-abiding citizens. This is the person who's running on a ticket with Kamala Harris, who served as our border czar for the last 3.5 years, has allowed 15 million people into this country illegally, and now they want to be tough on the border? She doesn't realize that in her lies, she continues to just completely gaslight and lie to the people of Long Island and this district. And I truly believe that they're going to see right through it.
Yeah, but they have already. This is not the first time Laura Gillen is running, Anthony. She's run for different positions all over Long Island for years. And again, I'm not there every day. You know these stats better than me. But as far as I know, she loses more races than she wins.
Well, that's for sure. She's hopefully on November 5th, this will be the third race in a row that she loses, and hopefully we don't have to deal with her anymore. But it's just insane that all of us, whether it's Lawler, whether it's me, whether it's Lolota, Molinaro, we are all dealing with opponents who are saying that basically they want to be Republicans, but they represent the far left of the party. They support and are scared of people like AOC and the Squad because their party continues to pander to them because they're afraid of losing the votes in places like Minnesota, Michigan, and elsewhere. And I think the other night, just briefly, was a clear indicator that, J.D. Vance is a quality candidate, and he knows the facts. He's going to be a great support role for President Trump. And it is clear that the Harris-Walz ticket, it's not only bad for America, it's bad for the world, and it's certainly bad for New York and Long Island.
It's kind of a joke. I mean, Walz should be like the mayor of some podunk city in the middle of the country. He's fine for that. He's kind of likable. And Harris should be, I don't know, like an attorney general or district attorney in the smallest state in the country, not a big state. Neither one of these people have any right being anywhere near the White House. And yes, J.D. Vance was, in fact, very impressive on Wednesday. So, Anthony, it's simple. I think you're going to win. I don't think it's going to be all that close, but who knows? For folks who want to make sure it's not all that close, how do they help my friend Anthony D'Esposito today?
Well, thank you, Sid, and you are right. It's we got to keep fighting, and there's no question that the Democrats are raising a lot of money, but none of it's coming from the districts that they want to represent. Last cycle, over 40% of the money that Gillen took in was from progressives and far-left lunatics from throughout this country, where actually 3% of the money she took in was from only 3% was locally, the rest was from outside the area. Us, we took close to 50% in from local money, and that's what's important. So D'Esposito for Congress.com, D'Esposito, FOR, Congress.com. Every dollar, we need to stay on TV, we need to keep up the mail. The Democrats and Hakeem Jeffries are pouring a lot of money into these New York races because he wants to be Speaker and he wants it to come through New York, and we're not going to let either happen. So we're looking forward to the next 30 days or so. We're going to fight hard. We're going to work hard. We're going to keep raising money, and I know that we're going to be welcoming back Speaker Johnson to Nassau County at the end of the month. I'll let you know the details. He's going to rally the troops and rally Long Island, and we'll make sure that you're there, Sid.
Oh, I'd love to be there for that. I love Mike, but not as much as I love you, brother. I think you're an amazing, amazing guy. I think you're a tremendous young politician. I look at the future of the Republican Party, and I look at you. So I'm expecting a big win. I'll see you in a couple of weeks with Mike Johnson. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you when I get back from Israel, buddy. Thank you so much.
Good Shabbos, and stay safe there. We'll be praying for you. Thank
you, Anthony. That's my man right there, Anthony D'Esposito, great congressman out on Long Island. He's running again against Laura Gillen. Shouldn't even be close. Should not even be close. Please, folks, make sure that's the case.